Hello friends, welcome back. Till now we have discussed on various topics like the goals and objectives of business organization, the roles of stakeholders in the business, strategic management and in detail strategic management process, different types of strategies, role of stakeholders in the business decision and the difference between strategies, tactics and planning. Now we will be starting with the internal factor evaluation, that is the evaluation or analysis of 5M resources which are present within the organization. As we know that in any industry there are companies which are competing with each other and producing products or services which are similar to each other and can be mutually substituted by the customer depending upon their needs and wants. Hence, every company is trying to create more value for their customer which should result into their customer satisfaction. And to create this value or addition of value into their product and services is possible through the 5M resources. So 5M resources are actually helping organizations in developing the competitive advantage. Now since we are discussing the internal factor evaluation tools, that means every tool will help organizations to understand whether they are able to create the competitive advantage or not. If the answer is no, that means the 5M resources are required to evaluate, understand where these resources are limiting the organizations from developing the competitive advantage so that the weaknesses can be overcome and the competitive advantage can be developed and organizational goals and objectives can be achieved. These resources which are present in the organizations can be classified as tangible resources and intangible resources, and this analysis tool will help organizations to understand how these resources are available, whether they are better than their competitors or not, how the resources can be managed, deployed and utilized at the time of implementation of strategies. The intangible resources can be the skills, abilities, knowledge, technology and even the motivation of the employees, and the tangible resources are the infrastructure, the machineries and the manpower, and tangible and intangible resources are combinedly used by the organizations for developing the competitive advantage over their competitors. As we are constantly discussing that these 5M resources will help organizations to develop the competitive advantage, and now we can call them as a strategic advantage too. Here the 5M resources will play an important role, but as we said, every business organization competing in the industry will have more or less the 5M resources. Then what will make the difference? The difference is made by the organizational behavior, that is the management or methods with which the organizational resources will be utilized by the company. If the management or method of utilization of the 5M resources are better than the competitors, it will result into strength to the organization. And if the strengths are available, it will help the organizations to create synergy. The synergy will result into development of organizational capabilities, means these capabilities will help organizations to have the ability to compete with the competitors through organizational resources, which will further result into development of competencies, that is the special skill or abilities which will develop over a period of time, which ultimately result into development of strategic advantage. Materials, machines, manpower, money and management or methods are those 5M resources which we will be analyzing. Let us understand how these 5M resources will help organizations to create value and develop the competitive advantage. Materials, that is the raw materials which will be used by the organizations for producing the finished goods or services. If the organizations are having access to sufficient quantity of materials and high quality of raw materials at the lower prices, then the organizations will be able to produce desired quantity and quality of products as what is demanded by the customer, which will result into customer satisfaction. And if the access to materials is better than the competitors, then the organizations can able to develop the competitive advantage. machines which will be used to convert this raw material into finished goods. If these machines are in a better condition, if these machines are high-tech machines, or if these machines are automated, then obviously it will help the organization in terms of improving its productivity. Thus it will help the organizations to lower per unit cost, as well as the organizations will be able to supply those finished products into 5 hours to their customer. That is right quantity, right quality, right time, right price, and at the right place for the customer, which will result into customer satisfaction. Similarly, machines will also help organizations to produce more varieties than the competitors, combinedly resulting into customer satisfaction and competitive advantage. Manpower are those people who are working in the organizations who are utilizing these machines to convert the raw materials into finished goods. If this manpower are highly skilled, highly motivated, and if they are experienced and working for the companies for long period of time, then they will also contribute through their performance into productivity of the organization. Money, that is the capital, financial position of the organization, if it is better than their competitor, then they can have access to good quality of material. They can ensure that their machines are well maintained, and they can even add machines and increase their productivity further, and they can invest their money in terms of development of their manpower through training and development activities, which will further help them to manage their investment and manage their earning. And management and methods are those practices, processes, planning, organizing, directing, controlling activities which the management will do for utilizing all the above 4M resources effectively, better than their competitors, which ultimately will help them to develop the competitive advantage. There are various tools which can be used for internal factor evaluation, such as SWOT analysis tool, value chain analysis tool, economic value added tool, balanced scorecard, capability factor ratings, space matrix, and competitive profile matrix. We will see each of these tools with suitable example in detail in separate videos. As we said that this internal factor evaluation tool will help the organizations to understand whether they are possessing strength or weaknesses. If the organizations are possessing the strength, then they can grab the opportunities present in the external environment. But if the organizations are possessing weaknesses, then the threats from the external environment may affect to the strategic position of the organization. Hence, after the internal factor evaluation, if the weaknesses are available, the company should look for overcoming these weaknesses and converting these weaknesses into the strength, so that they can grab the opportunity. So let us discuss each tool of internal factor evaluation in detail and how it will help organizations to understand whether they can develop a competitive advantage or not. That we will see in detail in our all upcoming videos. So stay connected. Thank you.